Welcome again to Do Essential Chat with Steve and Shari. This is our weekly chat about all things doTERRA, including the business opportunity, wellness products, wellness lifestyle, and everything doTERRA. First of all, let's talk to Shari. Hi, Shari.
Hi, Stephen. Thank you. I'll just tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the owner of a global business, educating others on the power of essential oils and the best way to get them into their homes. I love the opportunity I have to mentor others in growing their own business. It's one of the most fulfilling things that I have done. I've been married to my sweetheart for 36 years, and we have 5 children. I am really passionate about understanding others' strengths and how we can show up in the world in our own unique way. So I'll let you know a little bit about how I like to show up in the world. I deeply care about others, and I can see their potential. I love knowing and feeling deep connections. I'm driven by guiding principles, and I set high standards in my life based on those values. But beyond that, I love to cycle and hike and love living nestled against the mountains of the Wasatch Front in Utah. So, Stephen, should we give a little time to Kory and then to Irina to introduce themselves?
Yeah, let's hear from Irina. Who is Irina?
Hello, hi, I am Irina. I am a grandmother of 2 lovely, beautiful children. And this is my main role, I think. I'm a mother and a grandmother. And I'm a nutritional therapist, and I'm passionate educator. I love Doterra essential oils, and this is where my passion for education just came and nicely tightened to this world. Nutrition and essential oils. So bringing people knowledge on how to manage their health on the best way, on a natural way. This is my passion. I am with Doterra for 6 years. In November, they will be 6 years. And I'm only entering the path of the self-development development as a leader. And the topic of today's discussion is very close to my heart, because without conquering the fear, you possibly may not progress as an educator, as a leader, and as a person who serves the community. And I will tell you later why I think so.
So let's hear from Kory now. So tell us about yourself, Kory.
Hi, everyone. This is Kory. I am the father of 3, a circus that is all oily kids. We have been involved with doTERRA for about 8.5 years. The first 4.5 was primarily just exploring and using the oils and figuring out life at the same time. And then shortly thereafter, we said, okay, we know enough about life. Now let's actually start a business. And so we've been doing that for about a better part of almost 4 years now.
Right. Well, let's go back to me. My name's Stephen Jackson. As from the accent, I'm from the UK, but at the moment I'm residing in Finland. I've been here about 20 years. I'm married to a very beautiful Finnish lady, Anya, and my main way of running doTERRA is I run it online, and I'm at the moment doing quite well globally with the team in the States, Australia, and Europe. Anyway, let's go over the subject we're on about, is fear of failure or fear of success. I like to ask everybody, is that why are we afraid of success? That is the main question. And let me put it out to Irina first. So why do you think we fear failure or success?
Yes, I've got this kind of, I think, this type of fear. Fear of success, possibly because I identify my success differently from others. It depends what you understand under this meaning success. What is success? Success in loving others, in success in bringing love and serving others, or success in earning more money. And my fear is it because it seems like I'm fearing to have more money than I have. I'm fearing to manage them. I'm fearing to, what will I do with this? Will I be able to manage them? The amount of money I will get? Yes, I have this fear, but my really big fear is another one. I will tell you later. But another fear, the fear of failure, this is my worst nightmare.
But why the fear of failure? What's the worst thing that can happen?
Yeah, for me, it was very important to identify what are my fears. And I know I've got my reptilian fears, like I'm afraid to drive. And it stays on the way of my business, of course. But this fear we can manage, we can fight it. So go and do it. Yeah, and everyone has this reptilian kind of fear. But another fear is very difficult to manage or fight if you don't know where it comes from. Another fear is the fear which dictated by your ego. And this kind of fear for me, and the worst, my nightmare is fear of public speaking. I'm speaking now to you.
You are doing it now.
You have no idea how scared I am, but now it's much better. And it was a huge work done to conquer this fear. First of all, I identified for myself where my ego is on the way. And I understood that when I speak publicly, I would like myself to look clever, not to do mistakes, especially when you talk in a foreign language, obviously. I'm afraid to look silly and sound silly. So this is all about myself. This is my ego. This is what I have to eliminate, because when I started thinking, now I'm talking for people, not for myself. Not to be, I am on the stage, but I'm giving knowledge to people and genuinely giving them knowledge, not trying to be expert, not trying to make authority from myself. I just love these people and I serve them. The element of ego is eliminated. And so fear is eliminated, and there is no fear.
How about you, Kory? Does this kind of resonate with you in life?
I mean, it does. I mean, essentially, what you need to do is put a definition on it, right? And that's what a lot of what she was saying is define what is success. So you actually know what you're looking at. I think another way to look at it too is oftentimes the fear is not of success. It's you have to identify the fear. You have to identify what is the root. And oftentimes what you first identify is not even the true root. It's the surface. And so the fear might be, if I am successful, the root fear might be that my family might judge me or something. My in-laws might judge me, or my neighbors, that I now have more money or something. Or the fear might be external from environmental. It might be internal. It might be I've failed before, so my fear is of failure because I won't be able to produce success because I've already tried once before and something similar. And then what you got to do is you just keep digging and digging and looking at a deeper and deeper root to that, because that fear of failure, or that fear of your environmental concern, oftentimes has a deeper meaning to it. Maybe your fear is actually of what others judge you as, and maybe that's because the root fear is I'm not enough. The root fear might be I don't want others to judge me because I don't feel like I am enough. I don't feel like I'm worthy of being able to be recognized as successful. I don't feel like I can wear that badge of honor. And so then, why? What experience in life did you have that painted that belief in you, that you carry that with you? And then you ask questions like, why? Why do you even carry that? What does it serve you to be able to have that? Is it safety? Is it give you something to rely on, to allow you to fall back onto it, to stay in your comfort zone? And then you have to challenge that. You have to challenge it. You have to release it. You have to overcome it. And it's going to take a little bit of belief work. It's going to take a little bit of physical work to be able to do that, because the physical work of maybe you have a fear of talking to people about the business. It's going to take you actually going and talking to people about the business, that physical work, as well as the belief work of figuring out what's holding you back from doing that to overcome that fear.
So how do you see this, Shari? Does this make any sense to you, any of this, what people are saying?
Yeah, I'm grateful for what we've already heard, but I think fear of failure is often, it's the stories we're telling ourselves around what possibly could happen. And a lot of times those things don't even happen. One quote I love is from Mark Twain, and he says, I've been through some really terrible things in my life, and some of them have actually happened. And I think we stop ourselves, sometimes just hold ourselves back, sometimes completely stop ourselves from trying something because of what we anticipate may possibly happen. And oftentimes it doesn't. So I think there's some wisdom in, like Kory was saying, being really clear about what is even our definition of failure. Is it when we completely give up? Is it never going after our goals? Is it that we didn't achieve a desired outcome? So in our business, we didn't reach a certain rank. Or is it based on time? We didn't do something within a certain timeline. Be really clear about what we consider failure, and make sure that you can look at it like Kory was talking about, so that you can break it down and move through it, rather than letting it be the paralyzing force that it wants to be. We all have something amazing to offer, and when we allow fear to paralyze us, no one benefits from the gifts that we have to share and to bring.
Does anyone see the fear of failure being the process or maybe the result? Is it one or the other? Can anyone enlighten me on that one?
I can tell from my experience, until you have this failure, the life will be throwing it at you. And to the point when you stop, when you figure it out, when you work out it. And also what I found, that universe, the life will give you tool on your journey. And for me, this tool was Doterra and self-development with this company. And I'm pretty sure that I would never conquer my fear of public speaking, because I had to speak publicly at university, and I literally fainted. I just fainted. People were grabbing me. So I know that now for sure that if not Doterra, if not self-development as a tool which Doterra gave to me, I would possibly never been able to even talk to like today I'm talking.
So we get stopped by fear because we're looking around us at how someone else is able to do something that maybe we don't feel like we can do as well. And so it stops us from trying. And that's why I like people to pay attention to where their strengths are, and not look around and try to be like someone else. Just be your best possible self. We talked about a quote last week, Stephen. It's from Winston Churchill, and part of it says, "Failure is not fatal." And I was talking with a wellness advocate this week who was feeling like she had not accomplished what she had set out for. And that's kind of what you're talking about. It's part of the learning process. It doesn't kill us when we fail. If we take it as an opportunity to turn around and look and see what we've learned and how we can improve or shift direction or whatever action we need to take, it becomes part of the process of success.
Teddy Roosevelt said it best, actually, Shari, because he said comparison is the thief of joy. You know, and I think so many times we rob ourselves of what we could be enjoying in life and the happiness in life because we compare what we have to others rather than being grateful for what we have in front of us. Everybody is in a different part of their life. I mean, I look at the nice cars driving down the road or something like that and say, man, I really wish I could have that if my kids could only learn how to take care of a car, you know, and not dump bags of this or that on the ground. But, you know, that he or she are in a different part of their life, you know, whether they're pre-kids, post-kids, whatever it be. And it's just, it has nothing to do with kids maybe. And that's totally fine. Everybody has their own part of life. I don't need to compare. I just need to set my own goals and then knock through the fear to accomplish what I want in front of me.
For me, if I'm afraid of anything, so what? I'm going to do it anyway. I mean, my wife mentioned it to me the other day. She said fear is the killer of freedom, and because it stops you from doing things that you would like to do, but you're just too afraid to. And that means in anything in life: traveling, driving, living life to the full. I mean, if you put them restrictions in front of you, that is the fear that you're worried about. But when it comes to Doterra, I sometimes think even this procrastination in business, thinking about that you're going to do something but you never do, and that is fear as well. It's fear of what's going to happen, the unknown, the next stage. I think when you see some of your downline, when they do, for example, they get to elite, and there's that fear, you can hear it in their voice, that fear of going to Premier, because Premier is the big stage. That is the stage where they know they're going to have to take responsibility for somebody else. They're going to have to take responsibility for two people in their downline who is moving forward. And you can hear it in their voice when they're holding themselves back because they don't want that responsibility. And again, we're going back to the same fear subject. Has anyone had that experience with their downlines in that sense?
Yeah, I see it a lot with people that are just starting, and they're learning about themselves and what their strengths are and what they can offer. Tony Robbins tells a great story that I love, and I'm just going to really paraphrase it, but he talks about two people preparing to go on stage, and one is feeling the fear of it and almost cannot breathe, cannot go on stage, and the other person is also feeling that, but shifts it in their mind to excitement. So this is something really big that I'm doing. It's out of my comfort zone. I am uncomfortable, but that's exciting. And so sometimes it's even just shifting it in our mind to, yes, this feels like fear, but it can also feel like excitement and the opportunity to push through something that is a little uncomfortable for me.
End of part 1.